Welcome to class. This is going to be your first soccer lesson. I'm Miss Brock, and this is...
I'm Miss Martinez, and we are going to go over the basics of soccer. So what we need is a ball. If you don't have a ball, we have examples of things that you can use in the back. You probably don't want to use a soccer ball in the house, even if it's soft. This one's soft, but still, I would ask your parents for permission. You can use a scrap piece of paper that you roll up into a ball. There are balloons. You can use a balloon as a soccer ball. And, of course, a softball. You can use a softball. So go ahead and pick your item. You're going to have to put your item on the floor. Ms. Brock, go ahead and pick an item. I don't know what I want.
If you don't have an item, pause right now and go get it, and then unpause.
So, in soccer, you work a lot with the inside of your foot and the outside of your foot. So we're going to practice using just those two for right now. It might be a little hard for some of you, but just try your best, okay? So you're going to use the inside, just tap it a little bit. I used it. So just practice using the inside. We're going to do this for about a minute, and then we'll switch it, okay? You don't have to go too fast. Just try to keep it with you.
Should I try to stay in one space, or should I move around everywhere? What do you think?
I think you should try to stay in one space.
Okay, so staying in one spot might be a little bit difficult. If it is for you, just try to stay in a general space that you have permission to use. Like Miss Martinez and Miss Brock are trying to stay on this side of the stars. It gives you a goal. If you can keep it closer, you have more control. If it goes all over the place, you probably have a little less control. Just keep practicing.
I know that personally I use my right foot a lot, so sometimes when I'm using my left foot, it's not always the best, and that's okay.
I don't think I use either foot a lot. Except for walking, that's important.
Go ahead and keep practicing. Okay, now stop. This one's a little challenging, okay? We did the really easy one, now we're going to move on to something a little bit more hard. You're going to use the outside of your foot. So what I mean by the outside of your foot, just this, the outside. But you also want to keep the ball fairly close to you. Okay? So you're going to use the outside a little bit. Then you can stop it with the other outside, move it a little bit. We're going to practice this for a bit. Try not to step on the ball. Okay? You're slightly tapping it on the side.
So it's kind of like my foot is crossing my body, right?
Yes.
And then I'm bringing it across.
Not too far though. You want to stay in one spot, okay? We're not trying to move all over the house.
Yes, Miss Martinez.
Once you get a little bit more comfortable with it, you can go faster, but I was just going slowly right now. So you work on keeping it close. It's all about keeping control of the ball. Okay?
Miss Martinez has done more with soccer than me, so I'm going slower, and I know that for me, my skills aren't as good as hers, so I'm never going to compare myself to her. I'm just trying to do better myself every time.
Now freeze. We practiced that a little bit. We'll go back to the inside again, but this time try to do it a little bit faster, okay? So you're just using the inside. Try to stay in one spot and go a tiny bit faster, okay? If you're going too fast, I would suggest you stop and slow down a little bit, because you don't want the ball to be everywhere around the house. You just want it close to your feet. And it happens, even I lose control of the ball. And freeze. Now we're going to go back to the outside. Remember, you're just going to tap it slightly, but you're going to try to move your feet a little bit more faster, okay? And freeze. Now, we started off with those two because the next thing we're going to do is just learn how to stop the ball. When you stop the ball, for the most part, your foot is a little bit off the ground and you use the inside of your foot, okay? That's why we worked on the inside first. So you're just gonna bring it and stop it. Okay, you're not really hitting the ball. You're gonna bring it in with either or your right or your left. So just pick one and we'll switch in a bit. So you're gonna bring it in and stop it.
Wait a minute. How do we bring the ball back like that? Let's you and Miss Brock here practice our balance a little bit. What you're gonna do is you're gonna keep one foot on the ground, the other foot's gonna tap the ball. Kind of like this, but we're not using our hands, we're using one foot at a time. So tap it, put your foot down. 2, let's go to 10. 3, 4, 5, and you might be using a balloon or a ball. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now to get used to rolling it back, let's tap it and then just move our foot back and forth on it. We're gonna do this 20 times, all right? Are you ready? Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you need to hold on to something, go ahead and hold on to something. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now if you have a hard time rolling it back from one foot rolling into the other, you might have a friend in the house that can help you and they can roll the ball to you and you can stop it with the inside of your foot. All right, it's time for you and it's time for us to practice. Let's do this.
Okay, so I'm bringing it in with one foot, and then I'm stopping with my other foot.
Bringing it in with another foot, stopping it with whichever foot you feel more comfortable with that you're not using. I'm gonna bring it in with my left and stop it with my right. Bring it in with your left, stop it with your right. Might roll a little bit, that's okay. Now we're gonna switch. I'm gonna bring it in with my right. Stop it with your left. Remember, you're gonna use the inside of your foot. You're gonna pick it up just slightly, okay? Go ahead and start. Don't step on the ball. That's a suggestion I'm just putting out there. Try not to step on the ball, okay? You're bringing your foot up a little bit, but you don't want to step on the ball. And go ahead and stop. Now, we're gonna go, we have enough space. So just use the space that you have. We're not gonna do too much today, but all you're gonna do is just use the inside. Use your right foot only for right now. You're gonna use the inside of your foot and just go up. Oh,
Oops, sorry.
just use one foot. I used two, but try to use one, okay? Then we're gonna go back to where we were.
We're just using the inside, right?
Yep, just use one foot.
And if you don't have a lot of space, you could also take turns. Or if you don't have more than one ball, you could take turns.
And we're gonna go one more time, just using the inside of your foot. We're not hitting the ball too hard because we're trying to keep it close to us. And stop. Now, if you were using your right foot, you're gonna switch to your left foot, okay? So you're just gonna use the inside, and we're only using our left foot, okay? It's gonna be a little hard for me.
Yeah. So if you're looking at us, just so you know, I was using my right foot, which is on this side, but this side for you is your left. And so now I'm using my left foot, which on this side would be your right.
Try not to go too far. If you're doing this.
So we want to keep the ball closer to us, yeah or no?
Mhm.
Okay.
And go back. One more time. Oh no.
can't use the inside of my foot when it gets stuck. Find a way. You can do it.
And go ahead and stop. I'm gonna go over 2 rules for soccer today, okay, that we have to know. When you're playing in a soccer game, you are not allowed to use your hands at all. Not at all. Only if you're the goalie. But everyone else, no hands. And there's another time you can use your hands. If the ball goes out of bounds. What I mean by out of bounds is that if it goes outside of the soccer field. Okay, yep. So the ball's gone, it's out of bounds. In order for us to bring it back into the game, we have to use our hands. But besides that, you are never allowed to use your hands, okay? Never, 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 never. Well, this was our first lesson for PE. Well, soccer.
Thank you for joining us today! Go and practice on your own, or if you want to, go ahead and replay this video and practice these skills again. Bye for now.